So hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it's going to be a follow-up to my last video I did last week on ways to save money as a stay-at-home or homeschooling mom. So today we're talking all about saving, realistic ways to save, that is. So I'm grabbing my list out of my phone and I'm going to let y'all know now. Most of the tips on this list is for saving money on groceries and food because the kids eat all day. They just do, right? Yeah, let's get into the tips. Tip number one is to meal plan around weekly ads and sales. So say for instance, if you shop at Publix, they have the buy one get one free deals switch out every week on Wednesday, and they also have other sales going on. So for me, I look at the weekly sales, see what they have on sale, and plan our meals around that. So say for instance, if they have ground beef, organic ground beef on sale, then maybe we'll have something like spaghetti or homemade hamburger helper. Shopping around sales will definitely save you money. Tip number two is going to be to buy in bulk when you can. I personally shop at Costco, but you can also shop at Sam's to get bulk items. And I like to get bulk food items like vegetable broth, maple syrup, things like oatmeal, sometimes snacks. So the things that we constantly go to the store and buy, I grab those things from Costco if they are on sale. And the good thing about buying in bulk is sometimes you can get a deal on that as well. So say for instance, if they have something that's $10 and you go in that week and they have a sale on that, you can get it even cheaper. So definitely consider buying in bulk. Tip number three is going to be, it's a given, right? Cook at home. Like cooking your own meals, making your own dessert, your own snacks and things of that nature is going to save you a ton of money. You know what you're eating. I love to choose organic ingredients. And I just love making things, especially baking. Like that's my favorite thing to do is bake, but it's going to save you a ton of money. You're going to have leftovers, right? As opposed to eating out, you usually don't get your money's worth. You're usually not satisfied, right? And if your children have sensitivities, they can't really eat a lot. So that's the third tip. My fourth tip is going to be another one of my favorites. That's to shop clearance items first before you shop regular price, because you're going to find the gems on the clearance rack. Now everybody don't have the patience to go into these different discount stores like Ross and TJ Maxx, Bargain Hunt, things of that nature to go find clearance finds. But see me, I have time and I make time sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes, right? Because like I'm not a thrifter and I can't really do the smells, so I prefer to get something that's brand new at a discounted price as opposed to me going hunting for something in a thrift store. And I don't have anything against thrift stores, it's just not for me, right? Or I haven't found the right one that has convinced me to make it my norm. So shopping clearance items for toys, clothing, sometimes you can find good kitchen finds and things of that nature. It's going to save you a ton of money because it's clearance, right? Tip number five is to shop off season for things like clothing and outerwear. Basically buying things when you don't need them, so when that season comes around you can be well prepared. So say for instance, when this season when the winter season is ending, I'll probably start buying some boots in a bigger size. That way I can have them for the next year. But doing that's something my mama started doing a while ago, and I just picked it up from her because, you know, like you always get better prices. And if you're not really big on like following trends and all of that, if you can buy some good neutrals during the off season, it'll serve you every season that it needs to serve you. But if you're following the trends and you want a specific print and floral this or whatever in season at the time, then maybe it won't work for you. But shopping off season is going to help prepare you for that specific season and also save you money because you're not getting it at the regular price. This is something that's very good for when you are expecting a child, expecting a baby. You can definitely stock up on baby stuff at pretty much all the time. So it's very good for that. But if you've tried this, y'all let me know. If you are enjoying these tips so far, definitely give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Like many people watch my channel, but I think you guys forget to subscribe, so definitely help me reach my milestone. Tip number 6 is going to be invest in reusable things like water bottles as well as cloth diapers if you're interested in stuff like that. Just anything reusable. Reusable water bottles is something that we use all the time because we have a water dispenser here, and so I let the kids just fill up their water bottle when needed. We can use it here at the house as well as when we're on the go. The cloth diapering has been a lifesaver as far as just cutting down on funds that we spend. I am still cloth diapering my son, who is 20 months. And so I've only really had to buy like disposable wipes here and there. But again, I have reusable cloth wipes, and they work amazing as well. So figuring out different things that you can invest in that you can reuse is going to be so helpful in the long term. And it's also just better for the environment if you're, into like eco-friendly, sustainability. And tip number 7 is going to be to use rebate apps and like couponing apps. So Ibotta is my favorite app. I'm going to drop my link in the description box. It's going to give you $10. I think it's $10, y'all. If it's not $10, I'll add the correct amount on the screen. But Ibotta is like the #1 app that I use when I'm shopping in stores. So that I usually grab like things like snacks, pretty much like snacks, sometimes like household products and things of that nature. They give you like money back. So say for instance, for our yogurt, they'll either have like buy one get one free, or buy 2 of these, they'll give you $2 back. There are different coupons that happens. There are different challenges, but those are very beneficial because once you collect a certain amount of money, you can cash out. I usually cash out like via PayPal. So it's definitely worth looking into. Tip number 8 is going to be accept gifted collabs of your favorite products. So this is more so for people who are posting content online or who are very active online. So for me, I've been pretty active with like sharing content for a few years now. And so in the beginning, I got my start by accepting some of my favorite products that I already use. I used to get things like laundry detergent, body wash, snacks. I still get a lot of snacks, toys. I haven't got anything like clothing, but I received like toothpaste, y'all, all sorts of things, right? And so I'm so grateful to be able to use my little gifts to get us things that we actually need, and that we would actually use because it's very beneficial. So while the sole purpose of like creating content usually is to get paid, for certain products that I already use and buy, I do accept those gifted collaborations because they are products that we buy anyway. So to cut down on our monthly bill, I'll accept that, collaboration, make a post, and get those products. Tip number 9 is going to be to either do your own hair and nails or to stretch out the time frame to where you go, right? So say for instance, if you get your nails done every month, maybe try every other month, right? If you get your hair done every 2 weeks, maybe try once a month, right? And of course, I'm not telling you what to do. This is just a way to cut down on some expenses if you need to. For me, I have really been like doing my own little hair for a good minute. Like it's time for a protective style now, but I do realize that things add up. It costs, it really adds up. And so that's just something I chose to do. But if you are looking for ways to kind of like cut down on some things, every now and then just swap out some things that you kind of like do on the regular, like what's something that you just don't need that month, and then swap it out for something. So it don't have to be every month that you don't get your hair done or you don't get your nails done. Maybe alternate the time frequency, or you get one done this month and then one done next month instead of doing both that month. So it's just something to think about. Tip number 10 is going to be cancel subscriptions that you don't need. Now, we don't have cable here. We do have Netflix. Again, we don't really watch TV. So it's not a big deal for us to have anything playing. Like I'm always on YouTube. We have a streaming website that we can watch movies on if we need to. So like cable is not a big thing for us. Our children, they watch things sometimes on Amazon Prime or whatever we allow them to watch, but it's not like we just need to have Disney Plus and Hulu and things of that nature. Like it's not that important for us to watch any of that. So just check your subscriptions, see what's coming out your account that you're not using, see what's coming out your account that's not really beneficial. Sometimes we can have things coming out that we don't even remember that we signed up for. So every little cent adds up. Make sure you go through, check, cancel what needs to be canceled, and see how that adds up. Tip number 11 is something I do all the time as well, and this is shop around for the best deals. I always do this, and it's easier to do when you plan out your shopping trips as opposed to going shopping like impromptu. It's hard to compare like in the store, but sometimes I do that as well. But say for instance, if I know I'm going to the store tomorrow, I'm gonna kind of like pick out what I need to buy and then start looking online to see what store has the best price. And then depending on what store that is, I will try to make my trip align with the store that has things for the lowest price, as opposed to going to one store across town to get this and then one store across town to get that. I just try to find the best way to save the most at that one specific store. And so shopping around for the best prices will save you a ton of money, right? Tip number 12 is something that I'm starting to do more now. That is make your own cleaning products. So I have been getting into the baking soda, vinegar, and lemon era, where I'm starting to make my own little cleaning products a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I still love using my Purity, but when it comes to things like cleaning the kitchen and cleaning the sink and things of that nature, figuring out little simple recipes to clean out your oven, it saves you money over time, and you know what you're putting, what type, you know it's not chemicals, you know that it's, you know, friendly for your kids, it's not anything harmful that they're breathing in. And especially if you're pregnant, it's not anything harmful for you to breathe in. So this is another way to cut down on cost. Tip number 13 for the homeschooling mamas: check the library before you buy books. Before I started using the library, I used to buy almost every book that I wanted. Every book that I thought my kids needed, I used to buy every single one, until I started going to the library, where I'm going to check the library first, and then if they don't have it, then I can use the book. But this has saved me a ton of money, y'all. Start using the library. They have more resources than books. They have games. They have electronics. They have instruments. They have free tickets to different museums. It's a wealth of resources, information, and help there. Tip number 14, my mom's gonna get me for this one, but switch to the store brand and always try to buy organic when possible. So y'all, growing up, my mama always had her favorite brand of butter and favorite brand of snacks and favorite brand of, you know, this and that. She did not play about buying the store brand. Like, she would not buy the store brand at all. But baby, once I got grown, once I started reading those labels, I knew that I could make me a switch, because those name brands was not the healthiest option. And so reading those store brands like Greenwise and Publix is a store brand, right? They are pretty clean. Some brands like Costco, like for their pastas and their sauces, like that's very clean. So as long as you buy organic, you should be fine. That's usually what I do. And so it also depends on what store you shop at, right? So I usually go to Target, Sprouts, Publix, Costco, places like that, and I feel like their store brands is pretty good, pretty clean. So the less ingredients, the better, of course, but making that switch would definitely add up over time. So if you haven't considered doing a store brand organic, definitely consider it, because most times it be a better quality of ingredients than the most popular name brands. Tip number 15 is to shop at discount stores, and I mentioned those earlier places like TJ Maxx, Ross, what other place? TJ Maxx, Ross, Burlington, places like that. They always have a wide variety of things. So if you're looking for something specific, you probably won't find it, but like it's very specific to the point of color and all of that. But if you're looking for like just winter clothing, shoes, outerwear, you can find something at a reasonable price. Like, it just depends on how picky you are, but I've always found some great things for the kids at discount stores, especially because kids are really hard on the shoes and clothing. So I don't really go all out when it comes to like spending buku money on shoes and clothes, y'all. My kids be outside, they play a lot, and I'm not going to limit them from playing, because I want them to respect the $200 shoes I bought them. Like, no, you're going to be a kid, right? You're going to be able to play and be active, and I want to make sure that I buy you some clothes that I don't mind you messing up, right? And that's not to say they're not going to be cute, because they are, but look, we're saving some coins. You're cute. We're good. Tip number 16 is to skip beverages when you go out. Believe it or not, beverages are one of the things that adds up the most when you're eating out, especially if you're doing refills. Like, say for instance for us, like if we do go out, we just get water, and most times I bring my own spring water because they just be giving you tap water with ice, and I don't want that. Skip the drinks when you go out because most times they're using the soft drinks, and those have like added dyes, added colors, and things of that nature. So just either bring your own before you go, or you know, have something in the car on standby. But yeah, those drinks add up, and it adds so much more to your meal. So if I had the choice, I would pick the food over the drinks because usually the drinks are sugary and not very good for you anyway. So yeah. Up next is tip number 17, and that's going to be eat out when there are discounted prices or days. So say for instance at Buffalo Wild Wings, they have their lunch menu where they have what, a 10-piece wing and fry and drink for like $12. But during the regular hours, it could be with $18-ish or something like that. So just making those small changes, eating out during the lunch hours. The lunch menu usually give you more bang for your buck anyway. And then for certain restaurants, they have days where children eat for free. Children eat for $1, children eat for $3, children eat free if you buy an entree. Just little things like that. If you do want to continue to eat out a little bit, just look for different restaurants that offer specific days, and you go on those days where you're able to save money as opposed to paying full price. Tip number 19 is to find free events in your area or discounted events, right? So say for instance for me as a homeschool mom, I'm always trying to find free events for my children to go to, or just free places for them to visit, like museums, going to the parks, where places have homeschool days and things like that. Like there are so many events going on throughout the year. It just depends on like what you're into, but you can always find something going on for the babies, and then for yourself, you know, you have to get creative. But if you're looking to like save money, definitely check out what's going on. Ask for different calendars at the library or calendars at different places that you visit all the time, your local museums and things of that nature. So your children can still get those experiences and exposures at in different environments. They're still able to learn, they're still able to socialize with children, but it won't cost you a pretty penny, right? Because it can definitely cost you. Tip number 20 is going to be to split adult meals for children at restaurants. So I find that for kids meals, they don't have a wide variety of like nutritious foods. It's usually chicken nuggets and fries or something in fries, and you know, it's kind of like a meat and a starch, and it's not like meat and veggies or meat, veggie, and a starch. It's not balanced. So if you was to buy an adult entree and it comes with a meat and 2 sides, then you can split that for your children and give them a more well-balanced meal. It'll also be more cost efficient, right? And they can probably take some home with them. And so that's something I started doing because, like, no, we're not gonna eat chicken nuggets and fries, and I'm over here eating a piece of salmon, some broccoli, potatoes, and all of that. So I just started to order them off the adult entree and just have them split it between the 2 of them, and could be between the 3 of them depending on how big the portion sizes are. But I feel like that's a better way than going with the kids meals, and that kids meals do be pricey and it don't even be worth it most times. So yeah, my last tip on this list is going to be only buy things that you need. And I know this is a given, but like sometimes we go in the stores and we just be picking up stuff, and then when we get home we be like, I don't even need this. So if you go in the store with the mind that I'm only going here for needs and not wants, then you can get somewhere. And this is something that sometimes you just have to shop online. Sometimes you have to just not go in the store at times, or whatever case may be. Like if you know that you pick up things that you don't need, maybe just do grocery delivery. Maybe just do a subscription service or something like that. But sometimes we can have impulse buys that are not meaningful, that we regret at times. And so if you just want to cut down on cut down on like those purchases, just keep in mind or remind your children. Like for my children, we talked about needs and wants and just things like that, because at one point I was going in the store and buying stuff all the time, and so I just told them that, you know, of course, needs are needs, wants are wants, and so I'll tell them whether or not we're going in the store for needs and whether or not we're going in the store for wants. So say for instance, I can say today we can get a want, you know, you can grab XYZ, or I say today we're only going in here for needs, we need this, and then they'll keep me on track with what we're going in the store for. If I pick up something that I didn't say on my list, they'll kind of remind me that, okay, you know, we're going in for needs, you know, or I thought we were coming in for needs only, right? But yeah, hopefully this video was helpful. Let me know if you have any other tips that has been beneficial in helping you save as a stay-at-home mom. If you're subscribed already, thank you for being a part of the tribe. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next video.